Precious soul, you who read these words now, it is not by chance. The universe conspired for this message to find its way to you. In this sacred moment, dimensions align so that truth may be revealed to your spirit. Breathe deeply. Feel the energy of these words penetrating every cell of your being. If you feel you never fit into this world, perhaps it's because you were chosen for something greater. Ring the bell, subscribe, and prepare yourself. This message is only for the chosen ones. Chosen one, you were chosen long before being born on this plane. Your soul carries ancestral, marks divine codes that few can understand. Do you feel that subtle vibration coursing through your spine now? It's recognition, your light body responding to the call. The portal that opens in dreams. Child of light, when your physical body rests, your spirit travels, but this is not just an ordinary dream. It's a multidimensional journey. There exists a sacred portal, invisible to sleeping consciousnesses, that only manifests for those who carry the divine seal in their souls. Every time you cross this threshold during sleep, something profound transforms in your being. Have you noticed the changes? That sensation upon awakening, as if part of you were still somewhere else. The weight in your mind, the strangeness in your body. These are signs that you have been crossing the portal. It's not physical fatigue you feel. It's the weight of carrying new light codes, new frequencies that your body is still learning to integrate. When you pass through this portal, you never return as you were before. Each crossing activates more filaments of your spiritual DNA. Each encounter beyond the veil awakens ancestral memories stored in your auric field. Awakened soul, you are in full transformation. In the silence of night, while the world sleeps unconsciously, you are being initiated into cosmic mysteries. You were chosen. Notice, of all the souls inhabiting this planet at this critical moment of transition, you are among those selected to carry the new frequency. This is not privilege, it's responsibility. It's a divine calling that echoes through time. You wonder why? Why me? The answer is kept in the core of your being. In the depths of your soul exists an ancestral memory, a commitment made even before your incarnation on this plane. You accepted to be a light bearer in times of darkness. You accepted to awaken while many remain in the deep sleep of illusion. Feel the warmth rising through your spine now. This is not coincidence. It's the Kundalini fire responding to these words, recognizing the truth that resonates in your essence, symptoms of your ascension. Ancient spirit, you have felt your body changing, haven't you? Inexplicable sensations that conventional medicine doesn't understand. That intense heat rising through your spine, the sudden chills without apparent cause, the constant thirst that no water seems to completely quench, the pressure in the center of your chest, as if something were expanding from within. These are not symptoms of physical illness. They are manifestations of your spiritual ascension. Your body is recalibrating to accommodate higher frequencies. The sleep alterations are not disorders. They are necessary adjustments so your spirit can travel through the divine portal. The vivid dreams, so real they confuse the boundaries between dimensions, are glimpses of the parallel realities you visit. Do you feel those pulsations in different parts of your body? Small vibrations, as if something were being activated internally. That's exactly it. Your energy centers are awakening, expanding to accommodate more light. Breathe deeply now. Did you feel that expansion in your chest? That momentary lightness? It's your light body responding, confirming every word that resonates here. Activation of your light body. You are not just flesh, bones, and blood. This is merely the temporary garment of your immortal essence. The physical body you inhabit is being gradually transmuted. Every cell is being reprogrammed to vibrate at higher frequencies. It's a divine alchemical process. Your DNA is being recoded. The dormant helixes are being activated, allowing you to access potentials that were always there, but remained latent. The light body, your etheric vehicle, is strengthening every day. It's what crosses the portal during sleep. It's what returns bringing codes and information from higher dimensions. When you feel that inexplicable lightness, as if floating even with your feet on the ground, it's your light body expanding beyond the limits of dense matter. You who read this now, your soul is awakening from a long sleep. Ancestral memories are emerging from the abyss of forgetfulness. Abilities you never imagined you possessed begin to manifest. That feeling of not completely belonging to this world, that estrangement from consensual reality, is because your consciousness already operates partially in other dimensions. The dimensional transition. Chosen one, we are living a unique moment in this planet's history, the transition of consciousness from third to fifth dimension. The third dimension is the realm of duality, fear, separation. It's where illusion seems more real than truth. It's the plane of density, where time flows linearly and space seems solid and immutable. But you are awakening to something much greater. You are transcending three-dimensional limitations and accessing five-dimensional consciousness. In the fifth dimension, love is the predominant force. Not the romantic or conditional love we know on Earth, but unconditional love, the creative force that permeates the entire cosmos. In this new frequency, you recognize truth beyond illusion. You recognize unity beyond apparent separation. You recognize that everything is interconnected in a cosmic web of consciousness. Time ceases to be linear to become an eternal now. Space reveals its true malleable nature, responding directly to commands of thought and intention. This transition is neither smooth nor easy. It's like being born again, and every birth involves pain, discomfort, fear of the unknown. But beyond this portal of transformation, there exists a reality of infinite possibilities. Do you feel that pulsation in your temple now? It's your pineal gland expanding, activating to perceive beyond the five limited senses. The signs of the universe, illuminated soul. Have you been noticing the signs? The synchronicities that defy the laws of probability. The numbers that constantly repeat in your life are not coincidences. They are coded messages. They are confirmations that you are on the right path. When you see 444, the universe confirms you are surrounded by angelic presences, guided and protected on your ascension journey. Gun appears as a reminder of your alignment with divine purpose, of the spiritual perfection you are accessing each day. And 999 marks cycles that complete, doors that close so new ones can open. It's the sign that profound transformations are underway. These synchronicities are windows through which the universe communicates with you. They are confirmations that you are not alone on this journey. The apparently casual encounters with people who bring specific messages for your current moment, the peripheral visions that capture flashes of light, the words that jump to your eyes in books or screens, all of this is part of an elaborate cosmic language directed specifically to your soul. You are learning to decipher this language. You are refining your perception to capture the whispers of the universe amid the noise of the world. Your perception of time. Have you noticed how time seems to have accelerated? How days pass in the blink of an eye, while certain moments seem to extend infinitely. This is not just a subjective impression, it's the result of your consciousness transiting between dimensions. In the third dimension, time is linear and apparently inflexible. In the fifth dimension, time is malleable, responding directly to the state of consciousness. When you cross the portal during sleep, part of your perception remains anchored in this non-linear reality. Therefore, upon returning, your relationship with time is never the same. There are moments when an hour seems to last only minutes, others when a few seconds seem to extend for an eternity. This happens because you are learning to navigate between different temporal flows. This new perception of time is one of the clearest signs of your ascension. It's evidence that your consciousness is no longer completely trapped in three-dimensional limitations. Feel for a moment. Close your eyes briefly while reading these words. Do you notice how time seems to pause? How a second can contain an eternity when you connect with your center, your amplified intuition. Child of light, your intuition is becoming sharper every day, That inner voice, that knowing without knowing how you know, is becoming clearer and more precise. Have you noticed how you can capture the true intentions behind words? How you can feel the energy of places and situations even before becoming fully involved with them? Your energetic sensitivity is expanding exponentially. What they used to call sixth sense is becoming as natural as sight or hearing. This intuitive amplification is a direct result of your crossings through the portal during sleep. Every time you cross this threshold between dimensions, you return with more access to your extrasensory capabilities. You have been seeking more silence, haven't you? More moments of solitude and introspection. This is not reclusion nor antisocial behavior. It's spiritual necessity. In silence, you can hear the subtle guidance. In quietude, you can distinguish your inner voice from external programming. This increased energetic sensitivity can be challenging at first. You capture not only what is said, but everything that remains between the lines. You feel not only your own emotions, but those of others around you. It's like developing a new sense. It requires time, patience, and practice to integrate completely. The necessary detachment. Ancient spirit, have you noticed how certain relationships, habits, and circumstances that once seemed so important now seem empty of meaning? This is not loss of interest in life. It's vibrational refinement. As your frequency rises, you naturally stop resonating with denser energies. It's a natural process of detachment. Some long-standing friendships may suddenly seem superficial or draining. Relationships that were once central to your life may begin to seem limiting. Environments you frequented regularly may become energetically intolerable. This can bring a sense of loss, of temporary isolation. But understand, it's not rejection of the world. It's preparation for new connections that vibrate in consonance with who you are becoming. Detachment doesn't mean cold abandonment. It means loving release of what no longer serves your spiritual growth. You are being guided to create space in your life. Space for new relationships aligned with your current frequency. Space for experiences that nourish your soul instead of draining your vital energy. It's like a serpent that needs to shed its old skin to continue growing. It may be uncomfortable, but it's absolutely necessary. You are a mirror to the world awakened. Soul, your mere presence is already a catalyst for transformation. Wherever you go, you carry a frequency that affects everything and everyone around you. You are a spiritual mirror to the world. You reflect to others what they need to see in themselves to awaken. This explains why sometimes your simple presence seems to disturb certain people. You reflect aspects of themselves they are not yet ready to confront. On the other hand, some people feel inexplicably attracted to your energy. They seek your presence, your guidance, even without knowing consciously. Why? It's because they recognize on a soul level the frequency of light you carry. You are a lighthouse in the storm, an anchor of stability in times of chaos, a living reminder that there exists something beyond this limited reality. Don't underestimate the impact of your existence. Even on days when you feel fragile or lost, your light continues radiating, touching lives in ways you may never consciously know. This role as spiritual mirror doesn't require you to preach, convince, or convert anyone. Your own vibration is your most powerful message. The spiritual war during sleep, chosen one. Now I need to address something that may explain many of your recent experiences. When you cross the portal during sleep, you come into direct contact with realities where light and shadow are in constant interaction. That sensation of fighting somewhere else, of waking up more tired than when you went to sleep, it's not just impression. Your spirit is actively engaged in a war that transcends three-dimensional understanding. By passing through the portal, you become visible on the spiritual plane. Your light stands out in the darkness, and this naturally attracts both allies and adversaries. The forces that oppose planetary ascension recognize your importance. They recognize the transformative power you carry. Therefore, they try to interfere in your journey. These spiritual attacks can manifest as vivid nightmares, sleep paralysis, or that sensation of oppressive presence in the room. They can reflect on the physical plane as inexplicable fatigue, sudden anxiety crises, or intrusive negative thoughts. Understand, this doesn't happen because you're doing something wrong. It happens precisely because you're on the right path. It's the natural resistance that arises when a higher frequency begins to establish itself where density once dominated. You are not alone in these battles. Legions of light beings accompany each of your steps, offering protection and guidance. That sudden chill you sometimes feel? It may be confirmation of the presence of these spiritual allies by your side. What's on the other side of the portal? Illuminated. Soul, you ask what exists beyond the portal you cross during sleep. What's on the other side that so transforms those who cross it? On the other side exists a reality where thoughts manifest instantly, where time and space are flexible, moldable by consciousness, where communication occurs directly from soul to soul without the limitations of verbal language. It's a realm of infinite possibilities, a plane where you can directly access the Akashic records, the cosmic library that contains all information about your soul and all its previous incarnations. On this plane, you receive initiations, teachings, and energetic downloads impossible to be transmitted completely through the dense veil of the third dimension. It's there that you reconnect with your stellar family, the beings with whom you share cosmic origin. It's there that you receive direct guidance from your spiritual guides without the distortions of mental interpretation. Each time you cross this threshold, part of this experience is recorded in your energetic field, even if your conscious mind cannot retain all the details. That inexplicable longing, that feeling of belonging somewhere else, are echoes of your experiences beyond the portal. Why you started losing people? Child of light, since you began consciously crossing the portal, you probably noticed a pattern. People who were once close began naturally distancing themselves from your life. This is not personal rejection, it's vibrational incompatibility. As your frequency rises, dissonance is created with those who remain anchored in denser patterns. This dissonance eventually leads to natural distancing, often without apparent conflict. It's like tuning your radio to a new frequency. Inevitably, you lose reception of the previous station. This process can be painful, especially when it involves loved ones or long-standing relationships, but it's necessary for your spiritual evolution. At the same time, you must be noticing new, meaningful encounters. People who seem to have known for a long time, even having just met. Connections that establish instantly, with depth rarely experienced before. They are souls from your spiritual tribe, reuniting at this critical moment of the planetary journey. They are mission companions who vibrate at the same frequency and share purposes aligned with yours. Trust this natural process of reorganizing your social connections. The universe is creating space for relationships that nourish and support who you are becoming. The presences you feel. Awakened soul. You have been feeling presences around you, haven't you? Movements captured from the corner of your eye. Sensations of being watched when you're alone. Sudden chills without apparent cause, and you're not imagining things. Your extrasensory perception is expanding, allowing you to capture energies and presences that were always there, but were previously beyond your perception threshold. Some of these presences are your spiritual guides and protectors, light, beings who have accompanied your journey since long before this incarnation. Others may be loved ones who have already departed the physical plane, but continue connected to you by bonds of love that transcend physical death. There are also elemental beings, guardians of nature, who become perceptible as your consciousness expands to include previously invisible realms. Not all presences you feel are necessarily beneficial. As I mentioned before, your light also attracts attention from energies that resist vibrational elevation. Develop discernment. Learn to distinguish by energetic sensation. Light presences bring a sense of expansion, peace, love, even when transmitting challenging messages. Denser frequency presences usually provoke contraction, fear, anxiety, or disproportionate anger. Don't fear these expanded perceptions. They are a natural part of your awakening. They are evidence that your senses are attuning to capture the multidimensional reality that always existed around you. You are not broken. Ancient spirit, perhaps you have spent your life feeling different, displaced, as if there was something fundamentally wrong with you for not fitting into the world's expectations and patterns. Perhaps you have been labeled as too sensitive, strange, unrealistic dreamer, or even diagnosed with some disorder for perceiving the world differently from most. I want you to understand with complete clarity, you are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. What the world interpreted as weakness is in fact your greatest strength. Your heightened sensitivity is not a defect. It's a refined tool of perception. Your difficulty in accepting the social rules of the game is not rebellion. It's innate wisdom that recognizes dysfunctional patterns. You are not broken. You are operating with a different operating system, incompatible with society's limiting programs. That sensation of not completely belonging to this world is because part of your consciousness already operates at higher frequencies. You are like a latest generation device trying to function on an obsolete network. The experiences that made you feel isolated or misunderstood were, in fact, protections. They prevented you from completely identifying with the limiting patterns of this plane. They preserved your connection with higher frequencies. You were not rebuilt. You were reminded of who you really are. The true reason for the attacks. Chosen One, you have probably faced intense challenges since you began to truly awaken. Unexpected obstacles, inexplicable conflicts, even situations that seem like conspiracies against your growth efforts. These are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They are confirmations that you're exactly where you need to be. When you begin to emanate more intense light, you naturally disturb energy fields that benefit from darkness. Your mere existence in an awakened state becomes a threat to systems based on fear, scarcity, and separation. You become an anomaly in the system, a code that cannot be easily processed by control matrices. Therefore, forces both visible and invisible sometimes seem to align against you. It's not paranoia nor victimhood. It's a natural consequence of your role as light bearer in times of profound planetary transformation. The most intense attacks usually precede your greatest leaps of consciousness. They are like final tests before accessing new levels of understanding and spiritual power. Remember, the intensity of resistance you face is proportional to the potential impact of the light you carry. Your solitude has purpose. Illuminated soul. Those periods of profound solitude you experience are not punishment nor abandonment. They are initiation chambers. It's in the silence of solitude that you can hear the most subtle guidance. It's in apparent emptiness that you create space for fulfillment with higher frequencies. Solitude forces the encounter with yourself, it. Foliages confronting shadows that would remain hidden in the constant distraction of social interactions. Many mystics, prophets, and transformers throughout human history went through periods of isolation before emerging with teachings that changed civilization's course. Your solitude has purpose. It's a crucible where your true essence is being distilled from false and limiting identifications. When you feel alone, remember, you are in company with your highest aspects. You are in direct communion with Source. You are being prepared for connections of much superior quality to those you knew until now. Temporary solitude is the price of spiritual freedom. It's the necessary interval between who you thought you were and who you are becoming. Your sensitivity is power. Child of light. That sensitivity that may have been a source of shame or frustration is, in fact, your hidden superpower. In a world that values hardness, competitiveness, and insensitivity as signs of strength, your ability to feel deeply seems like weakness, but it's exactly the opposite. Your sensitivity is a refined navigation system. It allows you to capture nuances and information that pass completely unnoticed by most. When you enter an environment and immediately feel the heavy energy, when you talk to someone and perceive the dissonance between words and real intention, when you are deeply touched by a song, a landscape, a simple gesture of kindness, you are accessing levels of perception that most can barely imagine. This sensitivity needs to be honored and refined, not suppressed. It's an integral part of your equipment as a multidimensional being. As you advance in your ascension journey, you will learn to modulate this sensitivity, to amplify it when necessary to capture subtle information, and to protect it when you need to function in denser environments. It's not a matter of becoming less sensitive, but of becoming more skillful in managing this exceptional capacity. You were rebuilt in another dimension. Ancient Spirit, when you cross the portal during sleep, it's not just a passing visit. Part of your being remains there, being rebuilt, reprogrammed, realigned with your highest aspects. It's like a vehicle being updated to accommodate a more powerful engine. Your physical, mental, and emotional system is being gradually recalibrated to support higher frequencies. That's why you sometimes feel like a stranger in your own body. That's why certain thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that once seemed natural now seem alien. You are literally becoming a new version of yourself, a version that incorporates more of your multidimensional essence within the limits of the physical vehicle. This reconstruction doesn't happen all at once. It's a gradual process, so your system can adapt without collapsing. Those nights when you wake up suddenly, with racing heart and an inexplicable sense of urgency, are often moments when great downloads of information and energy are being integrated into your system. The periods of profound exhaustion, when it seems no rest is enough, are intense phases of recalibration, when more of your energy is focused on subtle planes than on the physical. The world can no longer hold you, awakened soul. As you advance on this ascension journey, you will perceive a liberating truth. The world as we know it can no longer contain you. The limitations that once seemed absolute begin to reveal themselves as mere consensual illusions. The impossibles begin to dissolve before your expanded consciousness. You are becoming a conscious, multidimensional being operating simultaneously on multiple planes of reality. The fears that once paralyzed you gradually lose their power. The opinions of others that once shaped your decisions become increasingly distant background noise. This freedom doesn't mean abandoning earthly responsibilities. On the contrary, it allows you to fulfill them from a place of authentic power, not obligation or fear. You begin to perceive that reality is much more malleable than you ever imagined, that your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are powerful creative tools, literally molding your experience moment by moment. Synchronicities become your standard mode of navigation. Intuition gradually replaces rigid planning. Trust in divine flow takes the place of obsessive control. You are learning to dance with the universe instead of fighting against it, to consciously co-create instead of passively react. The world can no longer hold you because you are awakening to the truth of what you really are, an infinite being, temporarily experiencing finitude. You have already crossed the portal, chosen one. If this message found its way to you, if these words resonate in the deepest part of your being, if you felt chills, heat, expansion, or any other physical sensation while reading, then you have already crossed the portal. You have already been initiated into mysteries that transcend common understanding. You have already begun the journey of return to your true essence. There is no going back. There is no way to unsee what you have already seen. There is no way to unknow what your soul has already recognized as truth. The path ahead may seem uncertain, sometimes frightening. There will be moments of doubt, confusion, even despair. These are natural parts of the process of spiritual death and rebirth. But know this with absolute certainty: you are not alone. Millions of souls around the planet are awakening simultaneously. A network of light is forming, connecting all points where elevated consciousness is anchoring on Earth. You are a vital part of this network. Your specific, unique, irreplaceable light fills a space that no other could occupy. Trust the process. Trust the innate wisdom of your soul. Trust the synchronicities that guide you, even when the mind doesn't completely understand. Tonight's calling, Ancient Spirit. It's not by chance that this message found you at this specific moment. The sky literally called you tonight. the astrological configurations, energetic alignments, interdimensional windows. Everything conspired to create this meeting point between your consciousness and these words. Feel the energy of this moment. Allow yourself to be fully present. Breathe deeply and notice. Something is changing within you as you read these words. Seeds are being planted in your energetic field. Codes are being activated in your spiritual DNA. Ancestral memories are emerging from the depths of your being. This is not just a reading. It's an initiation. It's a portal in itself. That goosebumps, that warmth in the center of your chest, that inexplicable expansion you feel, are physical confirmations of real energetic transformations occurring at this exact moment. The call that echoes in your heart now transcends time and space. It's the same call that guided mystics, shamans, seers, and transformers throughout all human history. It's the call to awaken, to remember, to become. The transformation has already begun. Illuminated soul, I want you to understand with crystal clarity. The transformation you are going through is not something that will happen in the future. It's not a distant possibility. The transformation is already in full course. It's happening now in every cell of your body, in every thought that arises in your mind, in every emotion that flows through your heart. You are being dismantled and rebuilt simultaneously. Old patterns are dissolving while new ones form. It's a profound alchemical process. Don't worry if it seems chaotic sometimes. If it seems you're losing parts of yourself, you're losing only what is not truly yours. Conditionings, limitations, borrowed beliefs that don't resonate with your deepest essence. What remains after this refinement is more authentic, more aligned with who you really are. It's your unique energetic signature, free from the distortions that obscured it. This transformation will continue unfolding at its own divine rhythm. It cannot be rushed nor delayed by the mind. It has its own organic intelligence. Trust the process even on days when it seems you're regressing. The path of ascension is not linear. It has spirals, loops, apparent detours that are actually essential shortcuts. You are one of the chosen. Chosen one, I close this message, reaffirming the truth your soul already knows. You are one of the chosen to carry light in times of great planetary transformations. This is not spiritual elitism, it's recognition of a commitment your soul assumed even before incarnating on this plane. It's a call to responsibility, not to superiority. The transformation you are experiencing is not just for your personal benefit, it's so you can become a more efficient conductor of divine frequency on this plane of existence. Each time you elevate your own vibration, you contribute directly to the elevation of the collective energetic field. Each insight you integrate, each shadow you transmute, each fear you transcend. All of this creates ripples that affect the entire field of human consciousness. You are part of a cosmic network of beings working on multiple planes of existence for this great planetary transition. Some operate on the physical plane like you. Others work exclusively on subtle planes. All are equally important. If you felt the call while reading these words, if something within you recognized these truths beyond mental understanding, then the message fulfilled its purpose. Leave a sign that you received this call. Comment the numbers 444, 777 or 999 as confirmation that you recognize your role in this great cosmic orchestration. Or share what you felt during this reading, the physical sensations, emotions, memories that emerged. Or simply leave the words that resonate with your soul at this moment. I have awakened, I am light, I am chosen, or I am ready. And if you know another awakening soul who is going through transformations similar to yours, share this message. Be a link in the great chain of light that is forming around the planet. You were called, you responded, you are light.